Urban Gameplay, bringing you the most explosive gaming review on the planet.
Yo, what's good, peeps? Got another quick gaming urban gameplay review this week as we take a look at the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD on the Nintendo Wii U. On some realness, to me, the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess was one of the best Wii games, so having a new HD remake of the old title is amazing considering how much better the graphics and the Wii U system is in comparison to the original Wii. What the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess does is that it takes some of the cool elements that could be found on the original The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess and make them more interesting, refined, and most importantly fun, which to me is one of the aspects that matter the most. Well, as always, this review won't contain any spoilers and will be a general overview of my thoughts whether the game is worth buying or not. So without further ado, let's get into this urban gameplay review as we look at the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD.
Story.
Yo, The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD maintains the same story from the original game, so it's placed between Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask timeline. For those who don't know, you play the role of Link and you need to prevent Hyrule to avoid being engulfed by a parallel dimension named the Twilight Realms. Because of that, you need to take the appearance of a Hylian and a wolf, and while getting help from a creature named Midna. The story tends to offer some unique quests, and you do have plenty of unique RPG elements that add in order to create a very rewarding and exciting gameplay to begin with. All in all, it goes without saying, majority of the stories in a Zelda game are superb, and The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD definitely delivers in that department.
Gameplay.
With The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD, each of the moments are carefully remade in order to make the graphics a lot better, and through them we get to see a new insight into the adventure, one of which is really cool and exciting and definitely fun, so I do admire what the developers have done here. In the game, the textures are reworked to the point where it's cleaner, more interesting, and definitely better to look at as a whole. Since the original had 480p graphics, here you can get 1080p, so everything is a lot more detailed, and that offers 6 times the number of pixels, better graphics, and a much more interesting experience overall. Sometimes throughout the game, I'm not gonna lie, some of the graphics did raise a few question marks for me personally, but on a whole, it kind of does look pretty good. They went to the point where they changed some of the background textures as well as the armor textures and so on, which means that the game does look and is also behaving amazingly well, which is always a plus in my eyes. Some of the other changes integrated here includes the world orientation from the GameCube and not the Wii version that makes the larger resolution better and easier to cope with. On top of that, the items can be equipped to 3 slots now, and the right stick allows you to move the camera as you see fit. With the small map suitable for shrinking now, the gameplay allows you to see separate map screens, and it also integrates some other cool features such as immediate inventory access, something that definitely makes the experience more refined. You can also find a hero mode in the game which allows you to spruce up the experience. The hero receives a lot more damage this time, and the orientation is mirrored with the fact that the hearts dropped in this mode, showing that the hero mode is a lot more difficult and more demanding when compared to the others. It's interesting to see that The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess also offers amiibo support, as this does integrate seamlessly with the gameplay and just makes everything a lot more fun and unique to begin with. On a whole, I'm personally impressed with the gameplay itself. It definitely does deliver on quite a few fronts. I'm slightly disappointed with some of the graphics and some of the animations throughout the game, but I'll definitely address that later. But on the whole, as I said, some of the boss fights, the music, everything definitely lives up to my personal expectations, and this is definitely a great game so far on the Wii U.
Positives.
Moving into the positives, I love the immersed open world laced with activities to keep you occupied for ages. This game certainly has longevity factor with a great story and gameplay. I also do love the music, which I suppose I enjoy in each and every Zelda game that I play, but it's still a great touch to have the experience throughout the game and the world when you're traveling around hearing some of those classic tunes playing. Finally, I do also commend the controls, and the fact that you can play on the Wii U gamepad is definitely a great addition to the game. I had this game originally on the Nintendo Wii, and if I'm totally honest with you guys, I didn't really enjoy the experience playing with the motion controls, as I had to kind of double think from time to time. Now given the opportunity to just literally sit there and play the game, I definitely do appreciate it a lot more.
Negatives.
Yo, moving into the negatives, as much as I feel that the majority of the graphics were pretty impressive, especially considering a 1080p upscale from 480p, but I did find some of the characters to appear to be quite blocky, and even some of the character animations threw up a few alarms for me, as glitches was really noticeable with feet sliding and various other glitches throughout the game. Might be a hard criticism, but I guess it's more the fact that it's a HD version than a remastered, but I did expect a little more polish from a title in terms of the graphics and even some of the animations throughout.
Final verdict.
Yo, before I give my final thoughts whether The Legend of Zelda The Twilight Princess HD is worth buying, let's take a quick look at some of the big gaming sites. GameSpot rated the game an impressive 9 out of 10, highlighting the breathtaking boss fights and the great open world structure of the game. IGN scored an 8.6 out of 10 for The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD, stating that it contains lackluster graphics but the story is superb. I guess the question is the game worth buying a Wii U for? I would say no, don't get me wrong, it's definitely a great game, but I don't feel a remastered or HD version justifies you buying a console. But at the same time, is the game worth buying if you own a Wii U? Then I'd definitely say yes. I feel even if you played the old Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess either on the GameCube or the Wii, this is still a great pick up and play just to reminisce over one of the cool classic Zelda games of all time. It's probably not the best Zelda game in my personal opinion, but it's still a great game. Overall, The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD is an interesting and fun new addition to the Zelda experience, and it's also a very pleasant game as a whole. It's surely one of the coolest games that you could find in the past few years on the Wii U console in terms of the adventure and even just the experience from a Zelda perspective. Definitely it does deliver in my personal opinion, even on the gameplay front. The changes are fun and very interesting. They make the game a lot more fun, and at the end of the day it's the unique title since it does make the Zelda gameplay go on. Anyway peeps, thanks for taking the time out to watch this quick gaming review for Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD. Do let me know in the comments below whether you've got the game already or whether you're thinking of picking up the HD version of the game. If you guys enjoyed the review, don't forget to hit the like button. Also subscribe to the channel if you've not done so before. And until next urban gameplay video, we definitely say peace out peeps.
Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more cool urban gameplay videos.